How to build so much confidence in yourself that feels unreal for most people. How to be so energetic that other people wonder at how much energy you can have. And I'll show you how to have the whole universe channel all that strength in you, especially when you interact with other people or you do your creative thing. It all comes down to your state, but your state comes from knowing, not questioning, no guessing, no anything else. But what you need to know is that this knowing is your confidence, is your core structure and how much you believe in yourself. And so today I want to have a look at how the creative person can transmute the energy from the creativity they have into some other areas of their life where they become more confident, assertive, they can make more money, they have a better degree of relationships than other people around them, and also more of life looking at this from a holistic perspective. So we have point number one, being creative, right? And we have point number two, becoming confident. This is the pure formula you need to become more confident. First you become creative and then you become confident. It's because creativity will enable you to find paths, right? In a, let's say this is a maze, and the maze will enable you to find just one path to the exit. This is what the maze does. This is what you need to understand. There we go, in and out, and can be so many options. This is a maze, and this is how you become confident. But just by understanding this concept, if you can understand the concept, and let me make the way out. Bam, 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 bam. This is the way out. Okay, this is the way out. When you understand, first of all, that you have a maze, you have something to solve, something that gives you flow, the optimal state of being, then you become more empowered, right? Why? Because other people will look at you, whoa, what's wrong with this guy? Why does he have so much energy? And then you become this battery, this social battery that other people are looking up to you. Of course you are, because look what you've been through, right? Other people, they can't even understand what happens in your brain, what happens in your mind. Why are you so confident? Why are you so special? And they're looking up to you and they wonder, why? What's the secret? Give me the secret, right? And thus you become a battery. This is your plus here. Why do you have so much energy? And they wonder and they wonder and they want to find out the secret of how you became so confident. Not really overnight, although it can happen overnight, but especially when you have a hobby that you control. And we come into the second point. This is your point number one, something secret. And point number two, control. This is the precise catalyst of giving you self-confidence. Control equals self-confidence. Okay, remember this will always be like this. Control will always give you self-confidence. It has never been otherwise. Once you have control of something unknown, unusual, and out of place, peculiar, I would say. Once you control the outcome of something creative, you become automatically more confident because now you know. You're in a position where your experience is far different than the guessing work of other people, the surrounding people that ask you, what's your secret? You draw here a group of people talking about you. Make that with red. What's his secret? Okay, and they keep wondering and keep asking, and they will never get to be you. Okay? And these are the everyday people. Some of them can be your friends as well. But again, the secret to becoming confident is to have something that you control directly. This will expose your mind to new paths, new ideas. It will make you feel special just by having the control of something they don't understand. Most of the times it takes years to reach mastery. But it will take because it's something you love. None of the people above are gonna dedicate their lives to something amazing, like a true cause, like a hobby that's gonna give them so much energy, then they can say no to the outside people. But when you do, in fact, give yourself the chance to have something you love and do so much with so much passion, then you become this unusual individual with high amounts of energy, where in between something secret happens in your brain. And that secret is you have something you have control over. And thus you become a battery, not only social battery, but also a self-confident battery. It will give you so much energy and you will be constantly in flow. They might not understand and they will keep wondering again, but that's none of your business. Stick with what you have. Control your hobby, have control over your hobby, and keep this thing secret for you, because it will enable you to keep that side of you mysterious, and they will wonder, why is it so special? And it will give you a certain flow. The fact that you know a secret will make you feel in a certain way. You know, when you have something that you know about somebody and you don't want to tell them, but you just look at them as you know something, and they feel it, you know, and they like walk like, okay, he knows something about me, but deep inside you, you know they've done something wrong with it, or something that they shouldn't have done, and thus you have have these states of where you know something about them and they kind of feel you got something there. But this is the opposite. This is the reverse. You have the control first and then you become confident and they look at you, but you are the one to hold the secret of yourself. This is more like a dynamic where you withhold the secret of yourself and still you're acting upon it as being the one who's actually curious. And in your mind is a constant unseen dynamic where you become this crazily overconfident person. But amazingly, as crazy as it sounds, this control will result in a state. Number 3, states. And this is one of the most powerful things you can ever achieve while being creative. I'm talking about this state of constant flow and confidence where you are truly a battery because you're leading your life from something secret. It might not be something secret, but just the fact that you become better than most people are doing something, then that puts you above many other people. And this in turn gives you a state of complete confidence and complete ease and of knowing something most people don't. What being creative would be like making music, like doing painting or doing some form of art like jiu-jitsu, like boxing or any other martial arts, or even driving on a track, or even doing something special that most people don't do. But you can make anything special. Remember, you can make anything special. If you haven't got anything creative, or if you're not creative, then you can become this battery, this energy, being constantly in flow and being all the time empowered by your states, having the control resulting from that something secret. Now, what something secret can be for you? It can be anything. It can be reading. It can be knowing information that most people never get to know it, you know? But you're aiming for something that will give you control and a certain state. It can be small or it can be big. You decide how small or how big it would be. But remember the fact that you will need to have something secret. It might not be secret again, but something unique, right? Let me call it here unique. Just the fact that you dance and you post those clips online, just the fact that you make YouTube and you make videos, I'm saying, it's still something unique, because 99% of people are not recording themselves. They are so scared of, what should I teach? What should I make videos about? But we're gonna get to there. I'm gonna write this here. What can I make? Alright, this is an I. Create, right? What can I create? And we have this pressing question for the people that are not confident or don't have confidence coming from their states and controlling the thing they have to control. What can I create would be the question of somebody that's not creative. How can I be so confident? How can I have this self-confidence resulting from my strength, from my control on the thing I want, when I know I haven't done anything worthwhile, but still I have the pressing desire of expressing myself? And we start from here, from exactly what I said. We have the constant need to express ourselves. Since we were kids, when we do something like brooming the floor or doing the dishes, there would be this, seeking for approval thing inside ourselves, right? And we would go to our parents to show them, look what I've done. And this would increase the self-image, right? Remember, with the self-confidence. And this would give us a state of, wow, I feel good on the thing I've done. And now, from now on, I'm going to feel so empowered and I'm going to take on even bigger challenges, right? And this is the state I'm talking about. And this becomes your something secret. For example, 1 month has passed from the initial events when you were little and doing dishes, and you still live with the state. But imagine if you have a hobby that's gonna stay with you for the remaining days of your life that you do every day. You become a whole new person. You truly become a social battery for your friends. What's your secret? They're gonna ask. It's because this secret comes from the knowledge that I'm the owner of my own life. You become fully responsible. By being creative, I'm responsible, because when I make a track or music, I take over 400 decisions. This alone makes me be a more powerful and confident individual. And the way we transmute this into business, into relationships, into everything is the same. You look for the state. You want to copy the state, because if you understand this trick of mind, state, what you do, you copy. I have a friend who's bodybuilder, but he hasn't got confidence in other areas of his life, like talking with girls or making money online, right? So copy. He needs to copy this. I've explained to the man what he has to do, but the man is lazy because he is afraid. But this is a reflection of his inner insecurities that he hasn't managed yet to go over them. He's got many other issues before starting to be creative and teaching somebody else. Because what happens, even if you're not creative, and this is still the answer to the question, what can I create? Even if you were not creative all these years, remember, your mind likes to stay in a bubble, in a comfort zone. You need to get out of it. You need to allow your mind to expand, right? To solve the maze on its own. Stop asking for other people to solve your problems and take full 100% responsibility for your creative output. Because as soon as you start being creative output and take responsibility while you play, you will be more serious when you take more confidence on yourself, because now you have the required responsibility level to take on real life challenges, like taking decisions on a war map, how to strike military bases, because during all your childhood, all you did was to play with tanks and battleships and be a strategic motherfucker. So now you can kill people in real life. All starts as a play, right? Becoming creative, something secret. Let me give another example. How can I better answer the question what I can create, what you can create? If you take the kittens, you know, the cats, the babies, they start playing between them and they start fighting, right? But this fight is so useful later in life when they really have to protect their territory or fight other cats. Same in real life. All babies, if you look in nature, they all play. The tigers, the lions, the cubs, they all fight between them. They are training the skill. They might not necessarily create, but remember what they do. They play. If you now become more confident, because while you were young, you played, that is, you were a lion cub and you fought with your brother, and now you have more confidence based on how your brother used to react when you hit him with a pawn. Then you become more creative, more confident, there is, and your self-image as a better fighter or a better protector or a much better alpha than the rest of the majority. And now you have more confidence to take on different challenges in real life, right? Just by solving an initial puzzle at first. Now, if the period in which you grew and you used to play with your responsibility and how much you can deal, how much you can take responsibility for yourself during your childhood, let's say that level was not that great. What can I create? That is with other question. Let me rephrase the question for the purpose of making this video even clearer for the people who didn't got the point at first, is how can I play? How can you start playing now so you can become more confident in one area and copy that state to become more confident in real life? And the answer for this question would be to start small. Have something unique, something of your own. If you like astrology, start writing a book about astrology. Of course, that might require you a few years of studying and not using ChatGPT, because remember, we're aiming for something secret, unique and creative so we can become more confident and start using more your brain, right? We're aiming for using our own powers to achieve this state, right? So first, what you can create, start something playful, something you like to do. Don't treat it as a life or death mission or something you have to do because you want to be more confident. No, confidence comes from play, indeed, but it's something that you don't achieve overnight. Confidence is just like a muscle is trained in the gym. Confidence also comes from taking more risks in real life, but ultimately, what you need to understand is that confidence stays with you as soon as you have something you can control, a state. If I know something that that person doesn't know, that makes me a deadly individual because I have knowledge, I have experience, and I have skill above all. And 100% I'm more confident. The way I interact, the way I walk is all an energy, an aura of energy around me that shows me, portrays me as a more confident individual. So to wrap this up, what can I create? The answer to this question is to start small. The secret to becoming confident is to control. Have something you can control. If you don't go to the gym, go to the gym. If you don't write, start writing. Don't use ChatGPT, but try to behave in a way that you know something about the world where the other people don't know. And you start from there. That's gonna give you self-confidence. I know something that most people don't know. I do something that most people don't do. And you start from there. You turn that into your habit and you will see, you will be astounded by how much confidence this will give you. Just the fact that you pretend you know something other people don't know, or you start doing something that most of the majority of people don't do. Most of the majority, yes. And this will turn you into a more confident person. Let's talk about how you can copy. How can you copy the state to become more self-confident? I just said, I'll just repackage it in a different way for most people to understand. The way you copy the state is that as soon as you finished playing the game, doing your hobby, doing your art, or doing something that's considered secret, you keep that within you. And you also take a break from the majority because you need to detach in order to copy, detach What should you detach from? You should detach from yourself, the individual that's unique and has something secret that works on, and other people around you, okay? You will need to create a difference, because otherwise you'll not be able to take the delta and transform that into self-confidence. The delta is the difference between you having the thing that you control and other people that have their own thing that control, and also the people that have nothing to control. So you create a difference, a separate denominator, right? So you create a difference, and that difference is your delta. That difference will enable you to copy the state to become a more self-confident individual. In a sense, you separate yourself from other people. This is done internally. You go to nobody, say to them, I'm doing something secret. No, because confidence is something you hold intrinsically. You have to let it project itself outside. So you will all the time, at first I'm saying at the beginning, compare yourself to others that are not creative as you are. And this will immediately give you a state of confidence. Then what you do is you transmute the same state into real life. How do you do that? If you know you hold a secret from somebody else, you will totally behave differently with regard to them, okay? So what you do when you're creative in this point, you have nobody to withhold a secret from, but what you do is you change the way you walk, you change the way you present yourself, you change the state, and you don't waver, right? This is called the mental equivalent by Emmett Fox, and this will enable you to be more confidence in your real life. This will enable you to create a solid foundation for everything you're going to build, as you will see shortly. And so you compare yourself to other people, you do it consciously at first, then your subconscious mind will take this and turn it into unconscious competence. You will differentiate yourself from other people through what you do versus what they do. You do this in a way superficially by comparing. I shouldn't be using this, but it helps a lot, right? Why? Because you're comparing the states, your state versus their states. It's all about frame control. When you know you have something, again, when you know you have something secret, you behave in a different way. And this is where you compare to other people. And this will make you a more self-confident person in other areas of your life. Why other areas of your life? Well, first of all, you remember when you have something to win, something secret, being creative, you have a certain state. In this state, you are a winner. You never lose, with other words. Because this state will enable you to take a no like it happens every day. And when you see the things for what they are, the fact that people can say no to you, but you still maintain your state, you still believe in yourself because you have a root, you have a foundation into something secret, and you become this battery that gives you more energy, even more confidence to ask for the bigger things in life. Money and better girls and better cars and better business opportunities, and give you more confidence in yourself. Check this out. We're working on here with a compound effort. What that means is that the self-confidence will multiply. My favorite color for multiplier is a green. The more self-confident actions you do, the more confident you become. It's like a snowball effect. Okay, so it multiplies. Self-confidence multiplies. So the more you take no's, the more you try better and try differently, the more this confidence multiplies. This will turn you into a really deadly individual. Right, what happens next with the becoming self-confident, and how this multiplier can help you achieve things in life? It's easy. So the more confidence you have, the more this multiplies, and the more you will be able to achieve a far better degree of life. While other people still wonder what's your secret, remember that you've started with a play. You just played. You started a small business where you literally just played with small money, but now this gave you more self-confidence and enable you to see better experience on how can you get more stuff done. And then self-confidence increased, and so multiplies until now you have the car you want, the woman you want, the house you want to live in, and everything you want. Not just desire, not just wishful thinking I want it, but really actually working on goals, copying the state from, let's say, if you go to gym and you are a strong bodybuilder, then you copy that state and you simply copy it, right? By detaching, by looking at other people, what they do wrong and what they do differently than you. And you take that difference by what you do and obviously what you control, and you let that state build your self-confidence. And this self-confidence compounds into a better degree of life, into a different person. Better degree of life, because being confident is literally like a battery. It turns you into something on autopilot. Day and night, deals with synchronicities, encounters other people at the right time that are willing to help you, And this is all natural, right? It's all natural because you're working with energy, you're working with flow, right? This is the frequency you want. You start here, play, and here we have confidence. It's as simple as that. But remember, this battery will fuel your self-confidence by copying and taking the difference between other people and all that. I've explained all that if you want to rewatch the video and all that. If you have any questions as of what can I create to become more creative or becoming more confident or any other, just let me know down in the comments and I'll do my best to answer them. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope this video helps just a few of you at least, if not all of you. I'll be better then. And yeah, this is the secret of really being confident and transmuting energy from one area of life, and by using principles into something you really can, use in real life. Thank you for watching. See you in the next videos.